Hey beer geeks, welcome to the Craft Beer channel and welcome to another blind taste test, the series in which I throw myself at the mercy of YouTube comments by drinking the beers that you know and love so well entirely blind. This week's episode pulls no punches. Some giants will fall as I dig into the beautiful Hefeweizens, a Bavarian, historic Bavarian beer style, 50-60% wheat, big clove, banana, pear from the yeast, and a big kind of sticky velvety beer that is still great in summer. So yeah, join us to see which one comes top and more importantly which of your favourites might not do as well as you would hope. So I am dead excited about this one. I absolutely love Hefeweizen and I don't drink it enough. And today I have the opportunity to drink somewhere in the region of 20 of them. I'm not entirely sure of the exact number. I didn't buy all of these beers this time, and those that I did buy, I haven't tried all of them. So there's going to be lots of new beers to me, lots of expectation removed on top of what's removed with the blind taste test. But what I'm going to be looking for with a Hefeweizen, the original, the OG hazy beer, is a big, beautiful, velvety body that retains a kind of crushability. It is a summer drink in Bavaria after all. It should have loads and loads of really fruity aromas. So we should get banana, we should get maybe a touch of pear, we should get fruity bubblegum kind of aromas, hubba bubba bubba, and also potentially some kind of big clove, spicy kind of character as well. We should get brioche, we should get bread, we should get croissants, we should get kind of sweet vanilla-y honeyness as well, but also a relatively dry but not hoppy finish. Some of that dryness from the carbonation, a bit of it from just being well fermented, well attenuated. So yeah, spritzy but velvety, fruity but spicy is what we should get, and it should just transport me to Bavaria. Let's see how many of those do and which one comes top. So as always, I don't know what I'm going to be drinking other than hopefully a Hefeweizen. I have been tripped up in the past, and I'm going to be rating them out of 10 for aroma, 10 for flavour and for palate, texture, carbonation, that kind of stuff, and then 10 for aftertaste. So a score out of 30 and a score out of 20 is a beer that I would go back to the bar for a second of. Smells great, already into this. Almost raisiny. Raisiny, datey, vanilla-y, banana-y. There's a little bit of clove, but it's not really all about the clove, this one. Delicious. Lovely body, nice dry finish, big, bold carbonation like these beers should have. Really clean, kind of lingering, overripe banana. It's a very, very nice Weiss beer. Aroma, 8. Palate, it's an 8. Aftertaste, I think it's probably a 7. It's just a little bit thin and watery on the finish. Just kind of made it a little bit less refreshing and moreish than I wanted it to be. But that is an absolute banger. Beer number 2. Okay, that's a little bit more spicy, a little bit more earthy. Kind of almost orangey. Almost diesely. Really phenolic, that one. Yeah, way, way drier. Way more tongue coating, kind of tannin, bitterness. I'm not so wild about that one. I think the aroma's pretty good. It's 7, but it just verges on a little bit, almost boozy. Palate is, yeah, texture-wise, just a little bit tannic. And aftertaste actually has a little bit of hoppiness, nice kind of crispness. Oh no, it's still a 6. Just shy of going back to the bar on that one. Beer number 3. Whoa! Nail polish. Yeah, hint of nail polish, really, 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 really ripe banana. Not a lot else. Almost a kind of lagery texture there, almost like a Heller's kind of texture, a little bit lighter, none of that wheat character. You know, these beers are 50 to 60% wheat, or should be. Not a huge amount of that, which means it's also a little bit watery on the finish like the first one. Same score, but for different reasons on that one. Yeah, felt very kind of middle of the road, a bit safe, like you didn't really want to make a Hefe, but somebody told you to. That looks beautiful. Look at that compared to some of the head retention on the others. That is, woo! And a lovely bright colour. Oh, woof. Woof. Sorry, what is that? Yeah, banana and pear. A little bit clovey. Smells really nice. What a texture, like exploded like a miniature foamy firework in my mouth. Yeah, really lovely, still lingering kind of banana, real isoamyl acetate, that kind of fake banana aroma. That's the chemical that's giving it these flavours. Yeah, big fan of that. Big fan of that. 8 across the board. Easily one of the best beers I've had in this blind taste test. Like, to style and then some. What a round. That's probably the highest average round I think I've ever had on one of these taste tests. Don't know if I'm getting overexcited about this because I love Hefeweizen, but it's going to be a strong day. So I'm already transported. I was just sat outside there waiting for the pause to be done, feeling like I was in a Bavarian beer garden. This is just wonderful. Well, we'll see how long the positive vibes can keep going. Yeah, still going. There's a little bit of kind of apple skin there as well, but then banana and clove. Smells really nice. Whew. Yeah, really good. Beautiful aroma, big, bold banana. Oh, this is going to be a shame because also palate-wise it's really nice, good carbonation, nice rich body, but then it's even more watery than that first one. So it's just lacking something on the finish. It just sort of dies away, like, I don't know whether it's been pasteurised or something that just has sort of knocked a bit of life out of it on the finish. But still a really, really great beer, straight into third place. That looks like a stone cold stunner right there. Oh, it doesn't smell like it though. So it's got banana and clove, it's got, you know, tick tick. But then it's ever so slightly kind of earthy. Much kind of, it's much more bubbly, is that the right word? Like bigger bubbles, more carbonated, and just somehow drier and a little bit thinner. Probably the worst aroma we've had. It's got a flaw in there, it's kind of earthy. Palate-wise, I think I'd want it a little bit creamier. But then it's very fresh, very clean. It's very light. Huh, that's got the same thing going on. Yeah, a little bit earthy again. A little bit kind of meaty or tolesis-y. And a little bit worty as well, actually, that too. Not brilliant. Yeah, really, really watery. All the sweetness is gone, the balance is gone. I think that's alcohol free. And we've had a couple of these in these blind taste tests and it's terrifying to say that because it's a huge insult if it's not, but I think that's an alcohol free beer because it just dies off, you know, starts smelling all right, there's that earthiness that's not quite right and then just dies on the palate. So yeah, I think that's an alcohol free beer. Palate's pretty good, actually you had the right kind of bubbles, the right kind of texture. And then it just absolutely dissipated. Just nothing kind of left. You're just left with that kind of earthiness that was on the aroma. If that's low alcohol, great score. If that's not, trouble. Where's my head at? Bit of Basement Jacks there for you. Smells great though. I mean, if I give it a swirl, it all comes back. But yeah, not great head retention on that. But it smells of pear, really strongly of pear and banana. Less Christmas, more autumnal. Nice kind of oily feel to it. Really sweet, banana-y, overripe banana, almost texture. Brown banana. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'd like to see if that had better head retention if you poured it properly into a big, you know, Weiss beer glass. Yeah, sevens across the board there, I think. It's good beer, just not blown me away like the ones that have scored higher. Another really strong round. Turns out I really, really, really like Hefeweizen. Hey Big Geeks, this is just a quick paid advertisement from BetterHelp. If you're a long-time subscriber to our channel or our podcast, you'll know how open Brad and I are about our mental health. With a passion like ours, it's super important to know that you're drinking for the right reasons, for the flavours, for the experiences, for the social cohesion, and for the relaxation that it can bring. And it's so easy for drinking to go from a joyful and positive pastime to something that actually starts to bring you down and harms your mental and physical well-being. We also know that most of our audience are men, and as a gender we struggle to open up. Now, I've used therapy a couple of times in my life, and finding someone you can trust, open up to and get helpful feedback from is really, really important, and has got more important as I've started to run this channel and indeed my own business. That's why we're delighted to have teamed up with BetterHelp for this video. BetterHelp connects you with a credentialed therapist who's trained to listen and give you unbiased, helpful advice. Better yet, after answering a few questions, BetterHelp will connect you with a therapist who's trained to talk about the topics that you want to get off your chest, usually within 48 hours. And you can conduct your session by phone, video call, or even messaging, whatever's most comfortable. It's the easiest possible way to start talking to a therapist, and you can use our link, betterhelp.com/craftbeerchannel. Now back to the video, love and beer. So I think what we're experiencing here maybe is sort of the thing you also get in the Czech Republic and in Munich when you drink the Helles and the Pilsners. It's just the weight of history that just means that all these people have been doing this for so long, have dialed it in so well, have such a great culture of, you know, university degree people who really know the science, the technicalities brewing beer. So there's very few flaws on show, which means that everything is of a certain level. Yeah, other than what I suspect is a low alcohol, we haven't dropped below 19 yet, and we've had, I would say, 2 beers that I would generally go like, that could be a world-class beer. So I think that's what's happening. All of these beers are German. All of them are German? I think there's maybe a couple of other nationalities in there, but classics, Central European breweries who know what they're doing. And now I'm just going to enjoy the ride. Yeah, there's that earthiness again. So this is a little flaw that's creeping up. I don't know whether it's sort of over pitching and yeast getting a bit stressed or something, but just a bit of savouriness creeps into some of these beers. But otherwise, again, banana, there's kind of a nuttiness to this one as well. An almondy thing. So yeah, nice aroma, ever so slightly flawed. And a decent body, but the finish, again, it just all feels a little bit light. Compared to the ones that I've scored really highly, this one just texture-wise and finish-wise lacks complexity and body and excitement. So it's all there on the aroma. It's all bark and no bite. Good looking beer. Really, really pale one actually compared to some of them. Whoa, okay. We've got our first outlier other than the low alcohol. This smells like a radler. Really lemony. Yeah, still smells like lemonade, like traditional cloudy lemonade. Weird. I mean, I don't hate it, I just don't really know what it is. I mean, this is a Weiss beer blind taste test. I don't know all the beers in here, but it has to be a Weiss beer. I have to mark it as a Weiss beer, and it's not great. Yeah, smells like a radler. Palate-wise, it's quite thin, but it's roughly there. And aftertaste, again, it's got that kind of lemon acidity. It's not quite right. Yeah, odd one. Woo! Okay, so that is big clove. Banana on it. Usually it's banana with a hint of clove. This one's clove with a hint of banana. Big fennels. Interesting. Kind of fades away to nothing but slowly. How do I describe that? Some beers just go to nothing. This one's sort of gone, sort of slips away. A little bit like a Helles does, I guess, that kind of caramelly stuff that eventually gives way to the hops. When I drink a Hefeweizen, I want it to absolutely explode with banana nonsense. That's not quite there. I think other people would really like that, but I'm not. It's not what I'm looking for. And the aftertaste, 6, just because it just doesn't have the punch that I'd like it to have that would keep you coming back for more, going, oof, this is good. This one didn't have much head to start with. It's nowhere near as hazy as some of them. Smells great though. Caramelised banana. Yeah, caramelised banana. It's all about the caramelised banana. Stop saying caramelised banana. Caramelised banana. That one's got quite a big finish. That one's got bitterness and that kind of, it's not tannin, I think it's like it's glycerin or something that the yeast is producing that's kind of oily on the palate. Really lingers, but it just kind of lacks that kind of, it's a little bit unbalanced. It's a little bit too caramelly. Lovely banana start. The things I write on this fucking channel, the things I say on this channel. Service. So I have to say, in terms of the visuals, walking into the, okay, there's beer on my laptop here. Buy our merch, also works for cleaning Macs. Okay, moving on. Visually, walking in here, it's just joyous because it's all these things are a lovely, gorgeous sort of golden colour. They all have a lovely creamy head to start with. It's very reassuring to walk into that. And that smells fantastic. That is, if you were going to release a perfume called Hefeweizen, it would smell like this. Ah! Ugh! Smells beautiful. As good as any of the others we've had, but it is a shade thin, and then on the finish there's a kind of twiggy, oaky, what I would consider old hop astringency to it. So something's gone ever so slightly wrong in the hop addition, the hop storage, something there has just lost it some points. I thought we might have a rival for the crown next to, was it the fourth one I tasted, but no, it fell off. Oh no, God, where am I? I've literally been having too much fun. That was beer number 1 from this selection. Wow, that is a dark one. That is the darkest we have seen on this taste test. That is, I don't know, for me a little bit too dark. Yeah, again, there's that slight meaty, earthy thing going on. But there's also nice banana and clove. So it's lost a point or two there from the winners, or the current winners. Kind of the inverse of the last one. So the aroma wasn't quite right, but the body and finish is really beautiful. It's lovely and fresh, but my tongue is just coated in lovely banana-iness. It's got some nice caramel, some nice sweetness, but it's full-bodied and it's well carbonated. It starts wrong and it ends up really right. Feel like, I don't know, I'll maybe check the date on that one, and if it's not a very fresh or beer or hasn't been handled properly or something, might explain why it was very muted on the aroma and then everything else was sort of technically right. Often that's the case. If something doesn't smell brilliant, but then you taste it and everything's great, you can go like, well, that was probably an abused beer. So we'll check in on that. So that's got the kind of lemonade-y thing that row 11 had. Yeah, a little bit lemony, but it's still got, it's got lemon, it's got earth, and then it's got some banana. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, oh, really odd beer. I'm going to have to write this down to figure it out. So, is it oxidized? Is that? I mean, it doesn't look it. I mean, it's not right. It's not right on the finish, and it's not right on the palate. But it's not as bad. It still feels vaguely like a Hefe, and then aroma-wise, it's not brilliant, and very unremarkable. Like now, even now, I cannot remember what I've just written about the flavour. Strawberry laces. Strawberry laces. Clove. Strawberry laces and clove. Not a combination I'm... Well, kind of licoricey strawberry. Oh no. No, 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 no. So my palate is absolutely ruined. That is an off flavour, and my brain and my palate cannot quite connect. There's too much Hefe. Weird. No, weird. Strawberry laces and licorice didn't recover from there. So yeah, last round, it looks like the first round is going to have the winner, and indeed second in it. But we'll see if the last couple of beers can knock either of them off their perch. Okay, you can tell the sun is setting. It's evening in my Bavarian / suburban garden. We only have one beer left, apparently. Which looks the part, nice and blonde and hazy, good head on top. Smells the part too. I mean, there's that lemony character again. I don't know if that's maybe it's the hoppier beers. You get a bit more of that kind of citric character from the hops. But there's lemon, there's banana, there's clove, and it smells all right. Wow, yeah, like compared to most of the beers that I've been tasting today, really quite fresh, but lots of aroma and flavour and kind of body to it. Something lingering that's a little bit popcorny, cardboardy, old popcorny, but nothing too bad. Lingering old popcorn. So there we go, that's 17 Hefeweizens, more than I've probably drunk in the last 5 years of my life. The winner is clearly beer number 4 with second place and number 1. Let's find out what they are. If I had to guess, I remember doing our What Even Is Hefeweizen and deciding that Andex is one of the best beers ever made, let alone one of the best Hefeweizens. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I'm just fairly certain it's going to be probably a Munich brewery. So we shall see, but fingers crossed for Andex. Right, so as ever, I need a bigger table, which means I probably need a bigger studio, maybe a bigger brew kit. Always need a bigger brew kit, just a bigger YouTube channel, really. But it's time for the reveal. Here are the bottles in the order that I drank them. So I'm already starting to see the terrible mistakes that I've made. I'm going to unhide this column. Let's start at the bottom. So at the bottom, we have Weltenberger, which is not a brewery I know. There we go. It's a Heller Hefeweizen, which I presume means a little bit cleaner, brighter. Oh, that was the strawberry laces and licorice. And I stand by that. Strangely sweet aroma. Next up is Erdinger. No real surprise. I mean, a mass corporate product. It's all right at 16. Definitely not flawed, but nothing to write home about. Next is Rothaus AF, alcohol-free. So yes, I did call that. That's lucky that I didn't really insult a brewer. Let's be real, 16 points for a low alcohol Hefeweizen is an extraordinary score. So if you like Hefeweizens and want to take a break from alcohol or you're driving, that is your boy. That is remarkable that it scored so well. Oettinger, didn't know they made one. Einsiedler, again, not a brewery I've heard of. Where's Einsiedler here? Very old school label. I'd assume that's Franconian or something. Oh God, Augustina, right down. I mean, who drinks Augustina Hefeweizen, really? That's not why you go to Augustina. Okay, now we're into the controversy. So Schneiderweiss. Schneiderweiss, middle of the pack. I'd go back to the bar for, but no more. That's a bit of a shocker to me, so I assume that was tap 7. Where are we? Because I now don't know the order. There we go. It's pretty fresh. Brewed in April this year. I'm filming this in August. Oh, and it was the really dark one. I'm not 100% certain something's right there. Like, it does have colour, that beer. But that is a dark old beer. I think that's been mistreated. It smells very meaty. I don't think you should judge Schneiderweiss by that. They're one of my favourite producers, and that didn't quite sing like Tap 7 does to me. But on a blind taste test, we can only go with what's in front of us. So then Rothaus, again, another brewery that you probably go to the lager for. Paulaner. I mean, actually, their Weissbier is the best-selling one, I think, in Germany. And that scored 20 as well. Weisstefana, good to see that scoring well. Would very much go back to the bottom. Yeah, this was the one. So Maiselsweisse. That was a beer that smelled absolutely incredible and then didn't deliver. A real shame because, yeah, in terms of aroma, that was right up there with the winners. Jakob, not a brewery I know. Where's Jakob? You guys at home are screaming as to where Jakob is. Right, and then we get into the real winners. So Franziskaner. Okay, so an AB InBev product brewed in the same factory as Löwenbräu and Spaten. I've been to the brewery, went there last year when I was researching Spaten, an incredibly important, significant brewery. Did not expect that to do so well. I'm going to check back in on that. Where's Franziskaner? I mean, this is a supermarket Hefeweizen, but it might start to explain why it's been a supermarket Hefeweizen for so long, if it's so good. Yeah, smells great. Banana, vanilla. Very sweet, very delicious. Reminds me a bit of the Castile that won controversially as well. Yeah, I mean, it's very light on the palate, a little bit lagery, which I guess is why I gave it 7 on the palate and the aftertaste. But aroma is an 8. Aroma is an 8, folks. I'm not going to argue with that. Pretty decent beer. So then we get to Hacker-Shaw comes second. So banana, vanilla, hint of clove, fresh, but a little thin on the finish. So this is also one of the slightly darker ones. Nowhere near the Schneiderweiss that we had. But this is what started our taste test. Yeah, really ripe banana, clove cutting through. That's an awesome smelling beer. Lovely, thick, not thick, sorry, velvety, smooth, full-bodied, very, very nice bit of brewing that. Yeah, special beer. Brewed at Paulana, but absolutely trashed Paulana. I say absolutely trashed. It beat it by 2 points. But at this point, you know, every point is a big, significant gain because we've gone past finding flaws and gone into just how world-class is this beer. Which means we come to our winner, which was the one that I've always loved. And that rarely happens on these blind taste tests, to be honest, which is Andex. So we use this in our What Even Is Hefeweizen and told the history of Hefeweizen. And I remember this just being an all-out assault of banana sweetness, big velvety body. Just look at that, it's a beautiful looking beer. Yeah, it's the perfect balance of banana and of clove, and there's little hints of sort of pear, apple, orchardiness. Very autumnal kind of smelling beer. Yeah, just the texture of it is remarkable. It just explodes, but it's really dry on the finish. It feels really full-bodied, but it doesn't linger, which is quite a difficult balance to strike in terms of getting body in there without making it kind of insipid and sticky. That's a really, really special beer. We have covered lots of really special beers throughout all of these blind taste tests and discovered some world-class beers. In terms of matching the definitions of the style according to like BJCP, according to what I think Bavarians would expect of their Bavarian Hefeweizens, in terms of what I expect as somebody that knows a lot about these beers and knows their history, you're not going to get a beer more on point and more delicious in a style, I don't think. And this is one of those styles that's so clearly defined. It's not like a lot of, you know, IPA styles and stuff where we're not really sure where to draw the line. This beer is just absolutely fucking amazing. And every time I have it, I'm blown away and remember why I should drink more Hefeweizens. And then I still don't. So I guess if you could learn one thing from this, it's that Franziskaner from supermarkets is all right. Hackashaw, also readily available all around the world because it's brewed by Paulana, who make 5 million hectolitres of beer a year. Also world class. But if you can get your hands on Index, you will. I'm very confident, unlike when I declared Castile the best triple, I will have it on my gravestone. I will go, Jonny Garrett lived here. Lived here? Didn't live in the graveyard. Jonny Garrett lived at this time and believed that Andex Weissbier Hell is the best Weissbier in the world. Prost.